Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jesse.
Welcome to the Reimagine Success Podcast. We're a husband and wife team who want to make a difference and change the way we all view success.
We've had the privilege of interviewing so many amazing, talented, and successful guests. Each one of them experienced success in their own way.
We want to change how society views success by inspiring you to live your best life and celebrate your successes no matter what that looks like, big and small.
Success looks so different for everyone, and we want you to reimagine your success. Welcome to Season 2 of
Reimagine Success. Welcome to Season 2 of Reimagine Success.
Holy moly, here we are, Season 2. We made it an entire half of a year doing podcasts every single week, and we're back.
And we did not miss one single Thursday in our first season.
I know, and we did even some extra episodes for our Patreon as well.
Yeah, bonus content. Man, Season 1 was so incredible.
It really was, and we're going to talk a lot about that in just a moment, but we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in our lives because, oh my gosh, it's been... Can I just say it's been absolutely crazy?
Yeah, it's been a little crazy. So we figured what we're going to do moving forward is the beginning of our seasons will just be us. It'll just be me and Jesse. And we're going to talk to you guys and share about what's been going on with us and, a recap of what we've gone through Season 1 and what you can expect from Season 2.
Yeah, so a little bit about what's been going on in our lives. As most of you know, we just moved into our brand new house. We are actually recording this in our new space.
In our new studio.
And we're so excited about it, but this move has not been easy.
At all.
As we've stated, we did a 2-week close on our house, which... I don't know if you know anything about houses and how that works, but 2 weeks is a really, really short amount of time.
Yeah, it was crazy. The craziest thing was we were not actually even ready to buy a house yet.
I know.
And it was the first time we went out with our real estate agent, and we went and saw 3 houses. The first house was good. We were like, okay. The second house was terrible.
Terrible, the worst.
Terrible. And the third house was just... well, what we're in right now. It was perfect.
Yeah, we fell in love with it. But like Melissa was saying, we weren't really ready. We didn't expect to find a house that soon,
yeah.
Nor did we expect to get a house that soon.
I mean, come on. It was the first time we went out with our real estate agent. The very first time.
Yeah, so we were still in the process of saving up money and getting ready to figure all that out.
All of that.
So, we end up putting in the offer. We get the house.
That is after there were 11 offers on this house. 11. So we beat out 10 other people.
And we didn't even go
and some
crazy.
of them were investors.
Yeah. But
cash offers.
But the people who own the house, they really wanted a family, and they wanted it to go to a good people. So they chose us because we got to write them a letter, and we got to tell them about our family and about the kids and, what we'd be doing in the house.
Yeah, and, it was so crazy because when we first started the house hunting and kind of just looking at the market and seeing what was going on, because right now the market is crazy. The housing market is insane.
Yeah, if you're trying to buy a house right now, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I feel you.
We feel you. We really do. But we were looking at the market, and it was just we knew it was going to be terrible. So we knew we had to go all in. Our first offer had to be all in, because what's been going on is they'll collect all the offers in 2 or 3 days and then make a decision in 2 or 3 days from all of the offers given on the house.
Yeah, it's a completely different game than it was 5-10 years ago. And so we got our offer in, and they chose us, and then we had 2 weeks.
We had to do 2 weeks, though, in order to get the offer. Yeah,
but we weren't even expecting to do it at that point. So in 2 weeks, we were like, crap, we've still got a lot of money to come up with.
Yep.
We've got to prepare to move.
Yeah, we had to pack. We didn't even have supplies.
Yeah. And so talk about scrambling. We made magic happen, and we pulled it out and manifested it hardcore. You know,
Yeah.
we just started saying everything we needed out loud, and we
Yep.
talked about it and
Yep.
said that it was going to come, and it came.
I mean, we even said we need to write a letter. We need to write a letter and show them that we're a family and we really need to get out of our condo. You know,
Yeah.
I know I think we've talked about it before, but you know, we were in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, which, you know, was fine for me, but with all of us plus 2 kids and 2 bunnies in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, you know, it was getting a little cramped, and we were trying to do the podcast and, you know, all of the other creative stuff that we were doing. So we needed this space.
Yeah, and now we have space galore. It's funny because Melissa and I keep, you know,
Losing each other in the house.
We're like, hello, where are you?
What room are you in? Are you upstairs or downstairs?
In the condo, it was easy. You could only be in one of like 2 places.
Right.
Now we have all these rooms. We have upstairs, we have downstairs, and it's outside spaces, and it's been a really big adjustment, and it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been
but
a lot of struggle though.
Yeah.
A lot of struggle for me.
a lot of work.
And a lot of work. You know, I have only really I've owned one house in my life, but mostly I've been in condos. I've mostly been single, so I've mostly been in condos or, you know, nice places, and it's always been clean when I move in. This place was not the cleanest.
No.
I think it's been sitting for a while, and you know, it just needed a lot. Like my closet fell last night, and it was a disaster, and I was about to lay on the floor and like start crying just because this entire experience this last week, last 2 weeks really, has just been insane of us trying to pack the house, trying to work, trying to, you know, we were on film set, and I was on the Walking Dead film set the week before. It's just been a lot going on.
Yeah, and so with everything that's been happening, plus working our full-time jobs and trying to juggle all of that, we've just been going nonstop.
Yeah.
And last night we looked at each other and said, we have to take a break. And so we ended up, you know,
Crying on the floor.
we cried on the floor a while, and then we picked ourselves up. We ate a little something.
Yep.
We just sat on the couch together and
Put our feet up
Yep,
and just
spent
relaxed.
time with each other
Yeah.
and recharged, and we did a meditation
Yep.
and recharged our minds and our bodies, and today went a lot better. The space started coming together a lot more. Melissa's been in a much better space today.
Yeah.
She wasn't in tears at all today, which is great.
Well, you guys have to understand, like, this has been really stressful. And the one thing I would advise everyone, do research on your movers. I've always had a little bit more time than 2 weeks. And honestly, we closed on Monday, and we did not know 100% if it was going to go through or not. You know, you
Yeah,
have
the
to kind of
money.
wait. You kind of have to wait till the very last minute. And so we really waited till the last minute to start like hardcore packing. So we didn't start packing until Monday night after closing.
Yeah, and then we only had till Saturday till the movers came. But this company, we told ourselves, we're like, we probably should just move some stuff on our own throughout the week, and we just had a feeling like we needed to do that, and we moved almost all of our boxes, and then the guys got there,
And they were supposed to just move the furniture. Just really the furniture was left.
yeah, and
A couple of boxes, but
and first they were way overcharging us for what was there. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a ridiculous amount. And then they were working unbelievably slow.
Yeah.
And so, like, carrying one pillow at a time.
Yeah, it was-
like,
it was
ridiculous
terrible.
Things like that. So Melissa and I were basically grabbing everything we could grab. I was, you know, pulling washers and
Jesse
dryers and-
freaking took the couch down the stairs.
Yeah.
And there were 3 movers. I don't even understand. Like,
I threw the love seat on my shoulder and carried it all by myself.
yeah,
Like-
these guys, I just don't.
So-
We are, just to let you know, we are not happy, and we're doing something about that. Because let me tell you something: if you are not happy with any service, you have to stand up for yourself. And that's number one. Number two, we had to get it done. It just had to be done. We had to use the truck. We had to get all this furniture out. So it's not like we were going to fire him that day. We wanted to go ahead and get over here. But use your voice and make sure that your voice is heard.
Yeah. And so the moving situation was a nightmare. We got through it. There's still stuff at the old place, and so we're having to go back and forth a couple times because they just were going so slow. There was no way we could do it, and so we've been making trips and unpacking and trying to get stuff where it's actually supposed to go, since they only put it in certain other places, and it's just been one thing after another. Like Melissa said, her whole closet rack just crashed to the ground last night. So today I had to get a new bar and fix that. And so, we're hanging the TVs and running into issues with that. So it's been a lot, but we're getting through it. We're building our space. It's coming together.
Yeah,
and
it's coming together so beautifully.
I don't want to sound like we're just complaining.
Yeah, no.
Not.
We're just being real with you guys, because anytime that you ever do anything in life, something that's big and a huge change, just be ready to have a little bit of struggle with that, or not even struggle, maybe like an emotional struggle, like you're getting used to something, or and be okay with that. Embrace it. Say, hey, I'm having, like I've told Jesse multiple times, I am having a hard time right now with this and this and this.
Yep.
And, or I need to go take a break, or I need to sit down, or I need to get this done. There were so many times where I was like, no, like I need to get this space like complete.
Yeah. And it's been trying to balance, not overdo it, not deplete ourselves so much, but, find time to recharge, find time to spend with each other. Because, a lot of people, they get into these zones and then they just let their relationships go to crap. And we feel very strongly that you have to cultivate that relationship every single day, and you have to spend time together. And so even when we're exhausted at night, we're laying in bed just talking with each other and
Right.
and communicating and talking about our feelings and the things from the day.
And so I wanted to just let everyone know that like Jesse has been a rock star through this whole process.
Oh, shucks.
No, well, I'm serious. Like, so we have a thing. I'm sure we've talked about our cookies. So we love to bake cookies. Like that's one of the things that we love to do. And I've perfected the recipe where I make homemade cookies from scratch, flour, eggs, all of it.
It's so good.
And-
So good.
And I was having a really hard day. This was about 2 days ago. And I was having it's been a rough time. I think it all started from kind of the whole process. It's just been so fast in a whirlwind. And so Jesse was being such an amazing husband and made cookies using the recipe. Well, last night we went to go and cook the cookies, and they didn't come out 100% right.
I forgot to add a whole stick of butter.
So they were a little hard. But it just reminded me that, we needed, that was a lovely, lovely, lovely gesture. And I loved it so much. And so I said, hey, let's have cookie time together. Let's make cookies together. And we spent time in the kitchen just making cookies and laughing and having fun, and ate some delicious cookies. And
Yeah,
it was
we did.
amazing.
Yeah, you got to find things that lift you up, things that make you happy. And even the little things can make you really just change your whole attitude, your whole mindset, and really turn it around. And, just make the day better.
Yeah, and you have to do that for one another. And we constantly, definitely try to do that all the time, not just during hard struggles. But this house has been a lot of manifesting. And I am not sure if you guys know anything about manifestation, or if you practice manifesting in your own life. But if you don't, it's an amazing practice to try. You can actually talk out loud, and you can manifest not just things, but your goals, where you see yourself, where you want to be. You can manifest all of this. And we literally did that through this entire process.
Yeah, but manifestation without working won't come to
yeah.
pass.
I
Like,
mean,
you can't just say I want $1 million and then sit on your couch and not do anything. You gotta work for that million. But if you keep, setting those real goals in front of yourself and saying that you're going to achieve them, you're going to get them, and it's going to happen, then it will happen.
yeah, exactly. What we typically do is we will do our target goal, like whatever our goal is. For example, the house, that was our huge goal. And we said by May, we want to be living in a new house. We want to be moved. We want a space. We need a creative space. We need space for us. We need space for the kids. We want a big, open, common area, kitchen, living room. These are all the things that we want. We want a big backyard. We want space. We want it's kind of secluded. And these are all the goals that we had for this house. And we said it out loud to each other.
We sure did.
Constantly. And we were constantly
So
looking.
we wanted a fireplace in the house.
Yep. And we got two.
Yep.
But it's manifesting. You have to say what you want, and then you work really hard to get it. And that's exactly what we did. I was constantly looking. I was constantly looking on Zillow. I was constantly looking on homes.com, everywhere I can look to find houses.
Yep.
And we even said we wanted to be able to write a letter. We said by May. Everything that we said, as far as working, and we need to work and make this X amount of money.
And we came in under budget.
Yeah.
So,
and it's manifestation, and it's working really hard to get there. And if you keep doing that, you will go so far in life. You have to say it out loud so your brain, not only your brain, but your heart, like your whole body, your soul gets it, what you want to accomplish and what you want to do.
Yeah, it really helps you to keep your mind focused. Also, like I'm really bad about jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. During this unpacking process, Melissa could probably tell you it's probably driving her nuts. But I'll start on something, and then I'll go to something else, and then I'll come back to that one thing, then I'll go to something else, then I'll come back. Like, I'm just all over the place. I can't just sit still.
I'm like, babe, you don't have to go through garage stuff yet. Let's go through the bathroom.
Right. So when it comes to like goal setting, I have a hard time with that because I'm always thing to thing to thing, and this manifestation practice has really helped me because as I keep speaking those goals, it keeps me focused and it keeps me striving towards those goals and working at that one thing instead of just trying to be all over the place.
Yeah, and a goal board, we have a goal board and we have tasks, and you can write down your daily task, like what you need to do to get to your weekly task that gets to your monthly task that gets to your yearly task, like your goals, everything that you need to do. Our goals for the house, we want to make an amazing space to create awesome content.
Yes.
For you guys, for Deadly Crimson, for Jesse's music. We want to create an amazing experience for everyone. And that is literally the goal of this house.
Yeah. So we're sitting in our room right now. That's our creative room. And we've got just stuff everywhere. And we've set up a makeshift table for now. But we've bought some desks, and we, are
can't wait to share with you guys. I love my desk.
Oh, Melissa's desk is so cool. And we've just been trying to get it organized and figure out where we want everything that we're going to work the best and have the best flow and all that stuff, because we really have big plans for the future.
Oh, yeah.
Not just for this podcast, but for our personal things, for Creative Global Entertainment. Lots of things are happening and in the works, and we're really excited about where this is going.
Oh, yeah. And the goals for the podcast, we are already in 19 countries worldwide. We have active listeners every single week. And, we just got ranked in the top 250 in Canada for self-improvement podcast. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. It's been a wild first season.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the guests that have been on the first season.
Oh man, so we were looking at it just a little bit ago, trying to just scroll through and remember everybody, and the varied guests that we have had. It's just mind blowing.
It's baffling me that for our first season, we had such impeccable guests.
I know, just so many amazing, outstanding people have come on and just talked to us and shared their stories and given hope and inspiration to so many people. And it's been really, really stinking cool.
And I mean, not just that, but I mean, they were being very honest and open
Yeah.
and truthful about, some hard issues, like Jim Swan's episode.
Oh, yeah, I teared up.
Oh man, I didn't want to start snobbing on the podcast. I would have been everywhere.
Yeah, Jim Swan, he was talking about his journey through failure and how he almost took his own life, and how his dogs called him, like he thought about who's going to take care of the dogs,
yeah.
who's going to feed the dogs, and that's why he didn't. And he got up the next day and the sun came up and life went on, and
Yeah.
he turned his life around, and now he's a failure coach. And he told that story on our podcast, and if you haven't heard these episodes, you need to go back and listen to them, because they're moving and they're inspirational, and it'll really get you.
Oh yeah, and inspirational. EJ Snyder.
Oh, my
I mean, he
goodness.
is the king of Naked and Afraid, and he was on the podcast, and man, he is so positive, and just everything that he just wants to change the world and give back, and that's what we want to do. We want to change the world. We want to give back. We want to support the community, and that's the goal. That's the goal for this podcast.
Yeah. Our most listened to podcast, I guess we should give a
Yep.
shout out,
Yeah.
is to Kyle Shaw.
Yeah, for sure.
Kyle Shaw was our guest. He is an investor with Edward Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and he just brought so much valuable life just
Yeah.
goals, and showed us like a lot of information about how he lives and how he works every single day with clear goals and finances, and
yep.
and he gave a lot of great practical wisdom, and it was a really great episode.
And also giving back. Kyle constantly gives back.
Yeah.
And so we're so thankful to have him as a friend.
Such a great guy.
Also Andrew Oliver, I mean, it's so awesome. These people are out there just saying, hey, you know what? There's a need for this. I'm going to create it. And that's exactly what Andrew Oliver did, creating products, innovation. He really created a sustainable income.
Yeah.
Doing this.
He does great. Not to mention his band, Brother Oliver, is back out on the road. They're playing shows, so make sure you check them out.
Oh, and speaking of bands, of course, Rags and Riches.
Yeah.
They're on tour right now.
Oh yeah, they just started their big tour, and they're out there killing it on the road as we speak.
Oh yeah. I mean, they were on the show, and just if you haven't listened to that episode, listen to that. They worked so hard even before you even knew about them. So it just shows hard work and where that can take you.
Yeah, we've had Zachary Green, who has a multi-million-dollar corporation that he started, and he was dragging it into the ground because he wasn't able to keep the work up, and he ended up getting out of his own way and hired somebody else, a CEO, stepped down from it, and then the business ended up being incredibly successful. And he's just an amazing guy. He has a thriving business of his own, doing other stuff, and he's just killing it.
Yeah, and just making so much success. And speaking of that as well, Eddie Whittingham, the owner of Clock Tower, he is amazing. He started the Clock Tower, and he shares his entire story about the struggles and trying to find a space, and he ends up turning this space into a beautiful tap room, and now he's creating his own beer.
Yeah, they just did their own beer. Mm-hmm. He also carries my brother's beer, who is our second guest,
Yep.
Michael Biondi, the owner of Frothy Beard Brewery, who's
Yep.
just killing it in Charleston. They just had a big anniversary, and it was really cool. They did a Mario theme for it and had like Super Mario Brothers flavored beers. It was super cool.
That's awesome. And one of my big favorite episodes is Dan McMillan. He's my new writer that's working with Deadly Crimson, and I am so excited to have him on board. But his episode is just, he talks about his struggles and his successes and everything that he's done to get where he is. And I mean, he has the top 10 bestsellers on Amazon books out there, so definitely check out that episode as well.
Yeah. One of my absolute favorites is the Katya Nikiforova.
Oh yeah.
The juggler. Like, she is just amazing. I found her on Instagram, thought it was cool as heck, and I just reached out, and she was willing to come on, and she was so great and inspirational, and she's really trying to help the world through juggling.
Oh yeah, and also Brooke Salazar. She's a voice for a lot of people out there, and she is using her voice for positive change. It's so many of our guests are using their voices and things that they do. Like Sarah Drunkman, she started med school when she was 30.
Yeah.
Like, that's late for a lot of doctors when they want to go to med school. But it just goes to show that you can do anything that you want to do.
Yeah. Speaking of doing whatever you want to do, our first guest ever, Danielle Stroman,
Yes.
she's now taken up stand-up comedy, and she's doing really great.
She's
And we're
killing
so
it.
proud of her.
So proud.
And speaking of comedy, you can't forget our season finale. Oh my gosh. With
Gilbert.
Lalonde. Gilbert was he's probably one of my all-time favorite guests. He was so personable and real, but funny and deep, and it was just a great conversation. I was really, really glad to have him on.
Oh, and you cannot forget about Curtis Washington,
Yeah.
the professional basketball player who's now turned into actor that Jesse has a crush on.
I figured I'd let you mention Curtis.
He's like, oh, that was my first one. But no, he's just so inspirational and always giving back, always loving, and just being so honest and truthful.
And we don't want to leave anybody out. We've had so many great guests: Nicholas Doan, Tammy Boyce, Alex Winfield, talking about his bout with his autism and Asperger's syndrome. Mona
Tim
Magahed,
Bannock.
Tim Bannock with playing the game.
Yep.
Role-playing games that he's creating. We've just had
David
so many.
Cooper,
David Cooper,
who worked on, Deadly Crimson. He is one of our best friends. We love him so dearly.
Yeah, I mean, just so many amazing people have come onto this podcast, and we've had the privilege to speak with them and to learn from them. This helps us grow as much as anybody.
Yeah. Constantly learning.
I have really, really thoroughly enjoyed getting to have these conversations with people that I normally wouldn't get to speak to.
Oh yeah. And it actually opens up a lot of doors for us as well. We can open up doors that maybe can open up a door for you. And if you ever hear of a guest that's on here that you actually want to talk to that maybe could help you, then reach out to us or reach out directly out to the guest. They do not mind.
Yeah, and we want to hear more from you guys about the stuff that you've liked from this first season. As we go into the second season, we want to hear more from you. Tell us what guests that you really enjoyed, what you want to hear more of.
Yeah.
We've got some unbelievable guests coming up, and we can't wait to feature more people and their stories of success. But do reach out. Do let us know what strikes you and what really resonates with you.
And don't forget to reach out and let us know what your successes are. We love, love, love to hear your success stories, big and small. We always want to hear them.
Yep. And with season 2, we've got some other exciting news. We're going to be having some additions to the team.
We sure are.
We got an intern coming.
Yeah. And we probably will have some more additions right after that. So Stay tuned. Season 2 is going to be just dynamic because now we have this space and we can just grow a little bit. And when your space grows a little bit, you can grow a little bit. And we are going to take it to the next level, guys. So definitely make sure you join our Patreon. It's
there's going to be lots more bonus content. Lots more.
Lots more now that we have the space to do it. So it's patreon.com/creativeglobal. And then we will have all of our additions to the team on there as well.
Yep. Well, so I guess we should probably celebrate our recent successes.
Yeah. I think my recent success is I have not cried through this process. No, I'm just like, no. Of course, the house. The house is, we actually have cried. I've cried a couple of times, not in stress, but in joy, because this house, even though the last 2 weeks has been a little chaotic, but getting this house and getting the space that we need has just been so overwhelming sometimes that, I have to take a step back and say, wow, like we are doing this, we're taking the next step, and, we're moving full steam ahead like we said we were going to do, and we're going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I would agree completely. Obviously, the house is definitely the biggest success right now. I'm looking around this room that we're in right now and just envisioning the art that we'll make, envisioning the content that we'll create, and I'm so excited about what we're about to be able to give to the world with what we've been given, and how we can reach people and help people and touch people and really make this world a better place to encourage people to be decent humans, to make this one happy world. And it's just really, like Melissa said, overwhelming, because there's so much that's in our hearts to do, and now we have a space where we can actually carry that out.
And we cannot wait to share this journey with you and share this process with you. And seriously, we love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, you want to share your successes, we want to hear it all.
And with that, this is a Creative Global Entertainment production.
Did you get motivated? Do you feel inspired?
Don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses anymore, and don't forget to celebrate your successes every single day. Thank you for taking this journey with us.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Reimagine Success Pod. Email us at reimaginesuccesspod@gmail.com and let us know what your successes are. Head over to patreon.com/Creative Global for bonus and behind-the-scenes content.
New episodes every Thursday at reimaginesuccesspod.com or your favorite podcast streaming platform.
So let's change our mindsets and reimagine success.